What is good, y'all? STG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, baby. And today we are back, ready to start off the regular season here, man. Finish up the last of spring training. Show you guys some of the end of the season stats, final roster cuts, as well as going in and getting into game one of the season. So if you guys are enjoying the series, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and comment how you guys are feeling about the series, moves that you think should be made, and just help me out with building a dynasty. What moves or big trades do you want to see go down as the season goes on? We will be going through this year a lot faster now that we've already achieved the goal. So expect to go kind of quickly through the regular season. But here today, take it nice and slow to at least get through this game one. Now, real quick, we'll go ahead and show some of these contracts. They're up for the year. Tariq Skubal, Harry Ford, two notable names. As far as stats go too as well, you see a 279 average, which had us fourth. We were second in at bats and hits, first in doubles. Home runs, we're about middle of the pack here. You see we were actually 21st. Actually, so I'd say in the bottom third of the league. But sixth in RBIs. So still a very strong team, at least in getting runs around. We actually started out 1-4 in spring training and finished up 14-13. So a great finish despite losing a lot there early on. ERA as a team, see fielding percentage, we're about midway. ERA, we're about midway. So a lot of things that we can fix up with this team and get better at as the year goes on. It looks like the pitching staff is going to be kind of middle of the road, but our runs, our hits, our at-bats, that's going to be what carries this team forward. Going to be a heavy strikeout team maybe hopefully this year. And let's get into some of the more individual stats. Jace Jung actually had a great spring. You see he hit 297, 3 homers, 13 ribbies, scored 13 runs in. We also had 12 in from Fernando with 26 hits leading the way. Riley Green hitting almost 400 with his 19 hits and only 40 at-bats. Gonzalez had 5 homers, 4 for Gleyber Torres, so he's showing some power again. Vladimir Guerrero, obviously with limited at-bats, had 3. Andrew Vaughn had 3. Or Andrew Vaughn had 3, my bad. And then batting average-wise, you see Guerrero hitting over 400. A couple guys hitting over 3 with Harry Ford, Fernando Gonzalez, Harry Ford. OPSs are all looking good too as well. You see Torres hit over 300 with over 400 on-base percentage. Some of the guys that struggled, Ryan Credler, 176, so he's not going to make the roster, obviously. But even Morris Jones, limited at bats, but only 6 hits, 4 runs. At least he stole 3 bags. Stole half as many bases as he got on, it seems like. And played decent defense. Got a couple guys get a 1 WAR, which I feel like is pretty impressive here in the spring, so I'm not mad at it. And then the power numbers, obviously limited at bats. Easy to have these numbers inflated, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Gleyber Torres, high ISOs, high at-bats for home runs, Fernando Gonzalez, Andrew Vaughn, all the guys that basically hit multi-homer games. Pitching-wise, Tom Madden, I was actually pretty impressed with. I just, due to roster cuts, I don't know if he's going to make it. Omar Flores, ERA was high, so obviously, I don't know if he's going to make it. Casey Mize was out there striking out a lot of batters, same as Jackson Jobe. Pete Fairbanks, 23 strikeouts out of the bullpen, did really well. I just can see, didn't have a really good ERA. Neither did Matt Manning or Patrick Sandoval. But then guys like Jerome Mansell, 7 innings, ERA near 1.2. Ty Madden, 18 innings with a 1.5 ERA. Matt Brash, 2 ERA, 1.3 whip. We look at some of the advanced numbers here. Strikeout per 9 numbers, double digits for Madden, Brash, and Fairbanks. FIPS looking really good for Jerome Mansell. Matt Manning, both below 2. Fairbanks, Romano, Brash, Madden under 3. So some of these numbers are all looking good for some of these guys. So I really can't believe that I'm going to have to make some of these cuts. But Wilmer Flores, we'll get you a little bit more time down to develop. Maybe there's a mid-season trade where he comes up. You guys let me know down below if you guys agree with some of these starting pitcher cuts that I'm about to make. Do I need to make some trades to make room for some of these young guys to come up? Is it time to go ahead and get some of these guys on the roster? And of course, if we make trades, we need to make trades for some other starting pitching prospects too as well to rebuild back this up, because we do have like the bare minimum here at starting pitcher. But I mean, some of these guys are performing great. Like Tom Madden, like I said, 18 innings, 1.5 ERA. My dude has looked fantastic. I cannot believe what he's been able to put through. Relief pitcher, the only one that's going to get sit down here is Geronimo Ortiz. He had a decent spring, but I think he could use and benefit from some more time at AAA to develop. Closing pitchers, of course, we are good there. Catchers, we only got to send 1 down, and Dylan Dingler finally outperformed Jake Rogers, so Rogers will get the move down. He does have a couple minor league options. I was worried I might have to just trade him or release him. But we're going to send him down. Here, I'm actually going to do something I haven't done before in the series, and that's actually do a position change. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has played third base for us now consistently for 2 seasons. So, and it's his secondary position. I think it's fair to say that people change positions all the time, so I'm not mad at actually moving his position here and switching it to where it's a first base secondary, or as you can see right there, leaving his secondary the same, first and third, but making his primary third base. I don't think it changes anything. His overall will still stay the same. His stats are still going to stay the same. But we're making that switch over and keeping both the first baseman, keeping Gleyber Torres there at second. Fernando Gonzalez is going to stay over at third base with Vladimir Guerrero. We're going to go ahead and send down Harper McInnes. Did not have a good spring. Same thing with Credler. They're both going down to AAA as soon as Credler clears his waivers. And shortstop, Nick Manton, didn't have a very good spring. I'm going to go ahead and send him down to AAA too as well. Going into the outfield, we have Akil Baddoo who's made the roster. Daniel Cabrera, I don't think he did enough. Once again, 226, not it. He's going down to AAA. In center field, I'm doing another roster change here because we've also had Riley Green play in right field for the past couple of seasons. He will be moving over there, keeping the same secondaries. And Morris Jones, who's played center field basically his whole career, even down in the minors, will be getting the position change over to center field. And obviously, he has the ability to play the corner spots because that was at one point his primary position. So we will be making center field his normal, and then his secondary position will be in the outfield from now on. And these are just position moves just off of the fact that they've done it for multiple seasons. So I felt like it was necessary. So finalized roster here, we will have Skubal going to Sandoval, Casey Mize, Luzardo, and Matt Manning. Let me know if you guys agree with that rotation or if it needs to be switched up. In the bullpen, we'll have Jackson Jobe as the long reliever with Jordan Hicks, Jerome Mantle, Pete Fairbanks, Matt Brash. Setup man will still be Michael King, and closer will still be Jordan Romano for yet another year. Our lineup coming into the season will be Morris Jones to Baddoo, to Vladimir Guerrero, Fernando Gonzalez, Andrew Vaughn, who takes over the starting role at first base, Keith Clemens, Gleyber Torres, Riley Green, and Harry Ford, while Verlaine, Torkelson, Jung finally making the roster, Dingler finally making the roster, Drew Jones back up here again will round out the bench. And then over against lefties, we actually will switch Gonzalez and Vaughn, so Vaughn will hit the 4 spot, just having more power and contact versus lefties than his right-handed side. So we'll have a slightly different lineup right and left. But I'm pretty proud of this team and what we've actually been able to build and accomplish with it. So I think we can actually build up a pretty strong team here and make another push to go back at the roster. A quick look at the starting schedule. We're on the road for the first 7 games, a 4-game series against Texas, and a 3-game series against Seattle. And then in the middle part of the season will be when we finally will be able to get our homestand here. So, I mean, we got a bunch of guys here in the middle. Texas, who will play again after this 4-game series, and then Tampa Bay back at home. But like I said, we'll kind of go through the beginning part of the season pretty quick. We'll slow down, obviously, to get this first game and kind of get acquainted to some of our new players. But we will be going through the season pretty quickly at a faster pace. So if you guys are ready for that, if you guys have any suggestions for it, please let me know. Comment it down below in the comment section. I want to get active. I want to see you guys get more active, especially as the channel gets bigger. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know you guys are enjoying the series as well as giving your feedback and making adjustments if we need to. Now, we have opening day here on the road, though, as we are in Texas. What is it? Arlington Park, I believe. I'm not 100% back on the baseball field names. I'm trying to learn them all, but I believe that's what it's called. It might have had a name change, though, as we are playing against the Texas Rangers here. Obviously, got the same commentators as always, but we will have that boy Tariq Skubal leading off yet another season. What is that? 5 years in a row as the ace. How many of y'all can say y'all have had a consistent ace for that long in y'all rebuilds? And then these are some of the projections for the year. They think Akil Baddoo will lead in average OPS, Vladimir Guerrero in home runs and RBIs, and Morris Jones in stolen base and WAR. I don't know how he's going to do that without leading an average or home runs and RBIs, but they obviously see Morris Jones as our most valuable batter. And then on the mound, we'll be going up against their new ace, Dustin May. Last year had a decent season. A 3.99 ERA isn't exactly the best, but a 1.2 WHIP tells me he wasn't even at least giving up a whole lot of hits and walks. Probably just a lot of home runs on the other end, which with our lineup, I'll more than gladly take. So let's get another season kicked off here as Morris Jones will step up to the batter's box. Ready to start off another year. Last year had about 296 average. I think he was at 300 for most of the year. Kind of dipped down there late in the season. Postseason kind of struggled there to the end when we got to the World Series. Then he started to heat up a little bit. Is this going to get blooped into left field, and the dive will not get there? Already starting out with a little bit of luck going our way. As 2 pitches in, we got a runner on first base, and you know what Jones is ready to do. They said he's going to lead in steals, so why not let's go ahead and get an early one here. Because they think he's going to get 50 this year. Well, there's number 1 down. And now we're hoping we can get some more production out of Akil Baddoo here. Kind of got quiet there to end the postseason. Started out hot. It was at batting 400 for most of it. And then kind of got cold there and then kind of reheated up. So hopefully we can have an even better start here. I don't know if you guys caught it down below. The projections for the season standings came up. It says that they do project us to win 95 games this year and actually be the 1 seed is where we would end up being in the American League if we were able to hit that projection with all the other projections of the other teams. So, hey, obviously we did something right with the way we built the team in the offseason. The computer even feels strongly about us. You can see some of the averages for the season. They expect Jones and Baddoo to hit over 300 and nobody else to really go over 280. So somehow we're going to score a lot of runs and be a top team with only 2 guys hitting over 300, the next best one being a 270 and everybody else being 260 or below. I don't know how, but it must be some strong pitching or a lot of home runs that they got coming our way. And when we talk about strong pitching, we talk about our former CY Young Elite candidate in Tariq Skubal. Last year at 32 starts, 12-11 record, was pretty up and down. Kind of a shaky start to start the year. So hopefully we can get a much stronger opening day start this year as he goes off against Lidoy Tavares to get the season underway. As we get a chopper on the ground of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Throws it over to first base for the first out. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do anything with that leadoff base hit and stolen base to get him in the scoring position with no outs. But we'll look to kind of shut them down 1, 2, 3 here if we can as well. As I don't know why they keep doing that in the top 10 fantasy hitters. This is the second or third year in a row I've seen Russell Jones on there and he hasn't even made the roster. I don't know if that's the game's way of telling me he's ready to come up or what. But he better start showing out on AAA then if he's actually supposed to be up here. Because that AAA numbers are not showing me anything that needs to be up here at the major league level. As that's an early strikeout there to go ahead and get the second one down. Corey Seager will come up next. 9 pitches through already. Make that 10 through the first innings. This one's going to be a fly ball deep back to Green, who will track this one down just at the wall. And just like that, an even 0-0 tie heading into the second inning as Andrew Vaughn gets his first official cuts in the Detroit Tigers uniform and takes a sinker deep out to right field. And it will not even get to the warning track as his first at-bat will be an out. And we go to Keith Clemens. Had a very cold year last year, hoping to bounce back as the former rookie of the year bounces this one on the ground and easy chopper there. At least he timed it up well. So just starting out with a little bit of unluckiness. And now we got to start working some more of these at-bats, more of these counts to try to get some better pitches to hit. And what do we get? Torres with a full count where he takes the sinker back up the middle, lining that right back over the pitcher's head, perfectly timing that one up for a base hit here with 2 outs. And trying to get to Dustin May here a little bit. Wiley Green also had a cold year last year. Looking to try to bounce back. Hasn't looked strong really since year 2, year 3 of the series. Former first overall pick. Someone I thought we could build around in the outfield too as well. And he's looked more like the 3rd best outfielder. He chopped that one on the ground. Not able to do anything there with that inning too as well. And we'll go back to Skubal. Facing off against actually a guy that we looked at early in the series too as well. Brian Andino. Former pick for the Texas Rangers in the first round, who we actually looked at and would have picked if he went all the way to us. They beat us to the punch. And we'll get to look at him today as we're going to play off against him. Popping that first one up against Skubal. Then John Heim chopping this one up the middle for a base hit right past Torres. I don't know if y'all saw that too down below too. We somehow lead the MLB as well with 8 of the top 100 prospects. I didn't even know he had prospects that good. I honestly kind of look at our farm system is kind of weak as there goes Josh Jung, Jace's older brother, swinging and missing as he goes down on strikes. But I kind of look at our farm system as pretty weak. I haven't really built up a decent farm system to help this team be good long term. At this point, I'm trying to just keep depth. We really have focused on getting good young talent that's ready to play at the show. As we get another strikeout there from Tariq Skubal. But getting guys that are, in their 20s 20 to 25 really that are good, or at least good potential that are ready to come to the show is what I've looked for. Not really so much as they're going to be good at, age 24, 28. Let them get a couple years at AAA, AA. Don't have too many guys like that. Almost everybody that we've got that's good has come straight to the show. Fernando Gonzalez was drafted, immediately brought to the show. Keith Clemens, same thing. Riley Green started out young and was ready. I think Morris Jones, we actually let him get a little bit of time in the minors, brought him up immediately. So a lot of our talent, MLB ready almost immediately, barely able to kind of work down in the minor leagues unless it was pitchers. But Andrew Vaughn coming back up for his second round of cuts here. 2-2 count as he gets a slurve up there by the chest. Taking his deep out to left field at the warning track again, and the leap is not going to be in time. It won't go over the bullpen, but it will do just what it needs to do, and that is get a run across on the board. 388 feet for Andrew Vaughn, and his first home run in Detroit Tigers attire actually gives us our first lead of the game. Second at bat with us. Gets a slurve up in the zone on an even count. Timed it up beautifully and showing off that power, which is what we brought him in to do. And right after we go ahead and get that solo home run, man, we got to try to keep this offense up while we got Dustin May on his heels. So what we're going to do is we're going to immediately go after the first pitch that we can get. And Keith Clemens is going to take this one down the line for a base hit. And then we got Gleyber Torres. He's got an 0-2 count as well. But we're going to inside out that sinker, hit it off his ankle, and get another base hit here to try to reshake Dustin May. Get him back into a position of uncomfortability. As Riley Green now has a great chance here to really put this game out of whack. As he watches the first one on the hands, gets a slurve, times it up well, just gets unlucky with his vision. As he wasn't able to see it clearly, chops it on the ground. We're actually going to stay with our bats here. So we got Harry Ford. He's going to chop this one on the ground up to second base, but the throw gets the runner off the bag. As he's saved, they're going to say he pulled off. So he's able to get in there on an E4. And then we're going to try to lay down a bunt here with Morris Jones. We got too much speed at first, too much speed. Going down the base passes, he's able to get over there safely. As Morris Jones is now over there. We did try and attempt the double steal. Unfortunately, they read it out and threw the ball back. So we put that one in the back of our minds. We're going to try it eventually. That's why I have so much speed at the 9 spot, so we can do stuff like that later. Unfortunately, this situation, we just hit into a double play by Akil Badu. Kind of snuffs out the run scoring opportunity here. And now we're just working for a 2-out rally, which can get going when we get calls like that. As Vladimir Guerrero getting the, I guess you could say, good players call. And it leads to a full walk over to first base. And then Fernando Gonzalez, one right off the butt cheeks. Pause. As he goes and then takes his walk down the base pass too as well. Base is juiced now, 2 out still. And Andrew Vaughn, another chance to be clutch. Watches the first 2 inside on him. Getting into a hitter's count already. 2-0. Gets a 4-seamer right down the middle. Inside outside. And it'll land in front of the center fielder. 1 run's going to come in. The second run comes in as that one goes past the cutoff man. Catcher comes up to go grab it. We get 2 more free runs off of it. And that's a 2 RBI, 3 RBI total day for Andrew Vaughn there off that base hit. As he's responsible for all 3 runs coming across in this game. And what a way to open up your new team debut, knocking the opposing starting pitcher out of the ball game as Dustin May's day is done. Skip's going to come out. He's had enough, seen enough. That's the end of the opening day. He's like, yeah, he's kind of a bum. I don't know why you signed him, coach. Look, man, I know I'm about to get traded before the deadline. We losing this bad on day 1. As they go ahead and bring in Kamar Rocker. Didn't play last season. 6'5", 245-pound pitcher. 27 years old is going to have to come in here and snuff out a rally, in which case we already have an 89% chance to winning. Runners are at the corners, 2 outs. Got a 5-pitch mix here, it seems, and throws relatively fast. As the first thing we get is a 4-seamer on the hands. Timed it up well, just unlucky yet again with the bottom of the rotation. I don't know why they're always getting so unlucky, but that'll snuff out our rally. And we're going to go back to Tariq Skubal. Been pitching pretty strong. 5 innings here, or 5 1/3, I should say. Of not no hit, but of a shutout ball as we get a strikeout there down and low end on the hands. And then Brian Andino gets a full count here, 2 outs. Chops this one on the ground to Keith Clemens, and it eats him up a little bit. He's going to have to get it. Play goes over, and yeah, he might as well not even made that throw as he's in there safely. Already an error first on our side, too, as well now at E6. As this inning will keep going, and you know Squadda is starting to get a little bit tired. He's at 84 pitches. This is the first start of the season, so normally they don't even really go this deep, but I see goose egg on the board. I try to get my players their stats if I can, as that's going to be a base hit that gets by Torres and Vaughn. Green will go ahead and play it in. Throw it just right over to Torres at second base. We're going to go ahead and start getting the bullpen up just in case a run comes around. We're going to go ahead and get a look at new arms. You know, we're getting a look at everybody in their opening first couple pitches in the uniform. So Pete Fairbanks will be up and getting warmed just in case we need him to come finish this inning. As Josh Jung steps up to the plate. Gets into a quick 0-2. Can't check his swing. Gonna say he did. So we're going to go right back at the ankles then, since apparently he's weak there. And this time the home plate umpire does us a favor, as he says that was not the right call before. And we're able to go ahead and get him settled down. And that's 6 innings of shutout ball. The pitch count is still high, though. You see, I think he was near the 80 range there. So how much longer he can go, I don't know. So we'll keep Fairbanks over there stretching and tossing just so he doesn't lose any stamina. For right now, as we get a ball in the gap, I thought he was going to have a good angle to go get it, but this will be a slow roller into that little divoted part right there in left center field. Easy triple for Morris Jones. Maybe even probably could have been inside the Parker if he had just rolled a little bit slower. And that'll lead to Akil Badu coming up with a great chance, no outs. And honestly, another easy run scoring opportunity to get us up 4-0 as this ball's going to be in the dirt. No advancement home, able to go ahead and pick it in. And then right after that, gets a second one. This time he's going to try to throw down. No cover, though. Not even able to get back to the bag. And although we swung at the last one, we swing at this one, too, and the diving second baseman's not able to get to it. RBI base hit puts us up 4-0 now. Finally able to start to get to rocker here a little bit, as there's still no outs in the inning. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. pops it up. Back to second base. This will be an easy play. And now it's up to Fernando Gonzalez to try to keep this rally going. Gets a four-seamer in on the hands. This one's looking like it could deep down in the gap. It will. Great job, though, this time by the outfielder to go ahead and cut it off. And it'll just put runners at the corners there for Rocker. So he still has a chance to get out of this one clean. But Vaughn, Mr. RBI, man, 3 of our 4 coming from him. Trying to look to make this one even bigger as he swings over top of the curve. Not able to make any contact with that 0-2. And then pops up the four-seamer about chest high, right to first base, barely in fair territory or in play territory. As now it'll be up to Keith Clemens, Mr. Unlucky, to try to get a little bit of luck going. And of course, 4-0 is already feeling good, but can we make it even better and go up 5-0? As this ball is a four-seamer right down the middle, going back to center field, and that will be gloved in. And take us to Tariq Skuball's 7th inning. 90 pitches into this point. I don't know how much longer to expect them, but we do have the bullpen up and ready just in case things get a little loose. And if we get a runner in scoring position, it might be time to take him out. As Trey Mancini gets into an 0-2 count here as he watches the 12-6 on the outside part of the plate. Easy strikeout there. Evan Carter up next. And he, once again, is trying not to get into a long at bat here as we're closing in on 100 pitches already. Pitcher is at this point getting tired. We're getting the notification, so stamina is running low. Can we get him out of this game? Before that happens, as we get another swing and miss, this time with another strikeout. Tariq Skuball is looking fantastic here with almost no stamina. Gets a one-pitch ground out there. We're able to end the 7th before pitch 100. Taking it to the top of the order again, it's getting dangerous. 1, 2, 3 set to do up here in the 8th. And like I said, we have the bullpen up and ready to go if we need them to. There it goes. Swinging and missing another strikeout. As now we have Raymond Urias up next. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Gets into a 2-0 count here. Skuball starting to lose a little bit of the control. Not getting any more calls, it seems. As you get tired, it gets harder and harder to throw those strikes, get the break that you need, get the control on those breaking pitches that you need. So you got to lean on the four-seamers. The sliders, the best pitches. As we get back to a full count, gets the call on the slider on the black that time. I gotta think that's giving up to the fact that he's having a good game. Strikeout number 12 through 7 2/3. Pitcher's completely out of energy at this point. We're 110 pitches deep to Corey Seager. 1-1. Popped up to Torres. He's gonna go through 8 innings strong, 112 pitches, and have a chance at a complete game shutout here in the bottom of the ninth. Facing the heart of the order, Brian Andino, 0 for 4 on the day, trying to break it up. As we go to the bottom of the ninth here, can he get these final 3 outs? Now, we do have Jordan Romano getting up because we're not taking Tariq Skubal out until he gives up the shutout. So that means it's going to be a save situation if we take him out of this ball game. And what does he have here? A 1-2 count to Brian. Chopped it in on the hands. Could have broke the back, but he didn't. But he'll still have to jog his way back to the dugout as that's an easy out number 1. Next we have Jonah Heim. I should say he's 2 for 3 on the day, so not had a bad day at all. He's actually been one of their few bright spots, but it will be 2 for 4 as he chops this one on the ground to Torres. And it's just one more man standing in between him and a complete game shutout, and it's Josh Jung. 0 for 3 on the day. He's got 40 vision. So I'm not afraid to throw anything over the plate. But maybe I should have been, as this is a long drive into the gap. Complete game shutout is over as Josh Jung hits his first homer of the season. Slightly farther than Vaughn. 402 feet to go ahead and ruin the complete game shutout. Giving the Rangers at least a little bit to celebrate about. But it's still a long road before they're able to even look and sniff at victory. As the tying run is still technically in the hole, we're still going to stay here and see if Tariq Skubal can get the complete game victory at the least. Maybe one more batter, one more hit, and we take him out. But we won't even need it as Green will glove the final out of the ball game. 122 pitch complete game victory on opening day for Tariq Skubal. A fantastic way to start the season. I wouldn't have thought it'd be any other way better than letting my mans get his complete game victory here on opening day and really showing dominance as we were able to take down Dustin May, giving him his first loss of the year. 13 hits as a team. It didn't even give them an error, so I guess that play earlier in the game that we saw where he threw the man off the bag, I guess they gave him a base hit on that. Maybe he would have been safe regardless then. So the only error in the game was actually our shortstop. But Andrew Vaughn, the solo home run, the 2 RBI base hit with the bases loaded, him alone would have won the game still. It would have just been 3-1 and probably been more cautious. Probably would have took him out than Tariq Skubal out after that home run. Then probably wouldn't even got to the 9th inning actually. It was still a 3-run game. But able to go ahead and do what we needed to get the victory here. 9 innings, 12 Ks, gave up 5 hits and a walk. Dustin May was able to get 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. And from a hitting perspective, everybody at least got 1. Guerrero and Vaughn with 2, with Torres getting 2, Morris Jones at the top of the lineup getting 3, and the only goose egg, Riley Green, just got unlucky, couldn't join into the hit party today. But everybody getting their first homers, first triples, first RBIs. Vaughn his first 3, Clemens first error, Jones his first stolen base, and Skubal his first great start of the year. So I'm very proud of this team, and I actually want to go and take a look at his pitch analysis. My man's was all over the place with all of his pitches. Obviously, you only see the last 40. You see 48 sliders thrown, 44 seamers thrown, both above 70% on the strikeout percentage. Sinkers even at 65%. Need to work on the circle change at 12.6 as both of those hovering around and below 50. But 4 for 21 off the slider, 1 for 9 off the 4-seamer. Obviously, we were playing no games, and that circle change probably really the one that needs the most work. 44% on the strikeout percentage. If we look here, we can actually go by sliders. Still only seeing last 40, so not seeing the first 8. But you see them all low, all at the zone. The ones that were hit were the ones that were mistakes over the middle, and 2 actually that you just chalk those up to luck. They weren't even in the zone. Don't even know how you hit those, to be honest with you. But everything else stayed down and low. The 4-seamers were all over the zone. The sinkers, you see them hitting the corners. Circle changes are hitting the corners. Just not getting a whole lot of swings off those. Not getting guys to chase. The 12.6s we kept from being up and in the middle. So great command over his pitches today. Did exactly what we need them to do. We got 3 more games to kind of go out to expect in the next episode. And we got to go up against the Mariners too to finish it out. Everybody else in the division got dubs today. Is the White Sox the only team in the division to lose? But like I said, we're going to go through the season much, much faster. So next time out, we will be not only getting through Patrick Sandoval's start, maybe do a little bit of player lock with that one, but we'll be getting through the month of March and going through a big chunk of the month of April, maybe even getting into May. So let me know how far or how fast you guys would like the season to go. Obviously, I'm going to try to listen to you guys' comments, but if you don't comment, I'm going to come up with my own ideas, and I hope you guys like them. So make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way out the video, man. We'll be back with some more content for you guys on the Detroit Tigers rebuild as we look to try to bounce back and go back-to-back. Something that hasn't been done in a while. And I think that we can do it. I think we built this team up, got the right additions in. We went and made moves to add stronger pieces to the team. I think we're looking like a stronger team after game number 1. So the rest of the series will tell. Small sample size to a big season. Let's go get it. It's been your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth. I'm going to be out for the day, y'all. Catch y'all in the next video. Later.